used to be running these sprints at Juniper Valley Park in Queens. I thought I'd be young forever. I thought I'd play football forever. I thought I'd stay in the NFL forever, make a gazillion dollars. One thing that helped change my life was my ability to listen, to pay attention, and also to have baseline respect. Because when you respect other people, you respect yourself. The very important thing I want you guys to know is to be aware of your character, how you carry yourself. If someone who is here to provide instruction and information is talking to you, they're your ally, not your adversary. Your ally is your friend, someone who's here to help you. Your adversary is somebody who wants to fight with you, who wants to be a blocker, who wants to be in your way. So if your parent, if a trusted family member, if a coach, a good coach, gives you information, he's doing it for your own good. Don't roll your eyes. Don't shrug your shoulders. If your mom is giving you some information, listen, I love my mother. I pray I have her for another 100 years. At times, she can get on my nerves, but I know she's my mom, and she has my best interests at heart. So when I do want to do myself a favor, I show her respect when she's offering instruction. So when coach is telling you something, it's not to single you out or to belittle you. It's to give you a piece of information that you can carry with you along the way of everything that I was taught while playing football. Discipline and self-control to this day are some of the things and tools that I use to set myself apart from everyone. Some of you guys here on this field are incredible athletes, and some of you here right now that are better than everyone else on this field. But there's also someone in this group who's willing to work hard, who's willing to apply themselves, who's willing to listen and adjust their game. And that, my friends, will beat talent over and over and over and over and over again every time. Because your talent isn't enough for you to finish the whole distance. It is not. You're going to have to push yourself. You're going to have to hold yourself accountable. And I promise you, if any of you are sitting here right now and listening to what I'm saying, remember this. Because it'll kick you, in the ass if you don't carry this with yourself. What I'm telling you is for your own good. If you're getting good instructions and guidance, heed it, take it to heart. Do not roll your eyes, because I promise you, you will be 40 years old, sitting somewhere with regret saying, I could have, I should have, or I would have. And a lot of it comes down to the type of person you are. And if you're willing to hold yourself accountable, not for your parents, not for your teachers, not for your coaches, but for yourself. And when you do the right things for yourself, what do they call that? It starts with a P. Does anyone know? Presence is fun. It starts with a P. That's an R. P. It's called pride. Pride, doing the right thing for yourself. Take pride in yourself. When my family left Liberia, we moved from Liberia, there's a civil war going on in our country. I moved to Left Rack City. I was a young African kid, dark skinned. It was tough for me at the time. Everyone had a joke. Everyone had something to say. Everyone had something to say about me not having Jordans, about me wearing my pants up to my waist. My father said, have pride in how you carry yourself, how you see yourself. When you look in the mirror in the morning, talk positively to yourself. Establish some goals with intent so you can get whatever you want to get done accomplished. Whether it's through football, academics, you're going to have to tie it all together. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I just had to speak on it because Coach gave some instructions and some of you got mad that he pointed you out. If you want to be the person, the 1 out of 30 who's sitting on their ass, I apologize, excuse my language, it's not the greatest, while everyone else is attentive, if you want to stand out in that way, God bless you. Just do me a favor. If you're going to be that person, get out of the way of people who are trying to make progress. If you are not here to do something, the best thing you can do for society is get out of the way of the people who are trying to make progress. That's integrity. But I believe since all of you showed up here, you got sense, you got some drive, you're intelligent. Tie it all together. Give yourself the best shot. There are a lot of odds against us. No matter who you are, where you come from, the odds are against us every second. Not to be morbid, but this game we're playing called life, at the end, you will die. And so that should let you know you should take advantage of everything you have. I always believed I'd be able to run a 4.2. That's what I ran when I was in college. I was fortunate enough to come out of the program with Coach as my mentor and coach, to get a scholarship to boarding school back in what was it, 1996?
96.
96, I believe Tupac had just died, or whatever the case was. After boarding school, was fortunate to get a scholarship, play football at Boston College. Matt Ryan was my QB, and then I had a year and a half at Indianapolis. I tore my whole shoulder diving to catch a football. At the time, it was the most devastating thing that happened to me. I'd worked so hard for a particular dream, and it did not play out in my mind the way that I had expected it to. But I had a safety net. I had built great habits. Coach had a saying, the 5 C's. He always used to say it to us. Guys, keep in mind the 5 C's. You know how Coach said, we gotta get the 5 C's. You gotta. And I promise you, it used to get on my nerves. But whenever I found myself in a tough position, I would repeat the 5 C's to myself. Character, class, commitment, community, and courage. It takes a lot of courage to be who you want to be in this world. It takes a lot of courage to be the individual that you're capable of being, not just to run with the crowd and run with the group, but even within your small group to be a leader, to do the right things. Not everybody's on this field right now. Some people are hanging out, doing whatever they want to do, and they say they're football players. I'm an actor right now, and I'm fortunate enough to be an actor, but it takes a lot of hard work. There are a lot of people who have a lot more gifts or talents than I do, but they're not willing to work as hard. And I promise you, if you apply yourself, it is a cheat code. It is a cheat code to life. Your willingness to work hard, your willingness to listen and observe, and generally just your ability to be kind and respectful. Because when you're kind and respectful, you're at ease. You can observe. When you're listening to people, you can find out what they're about. When you're not rolling, if I'm just observing right now, none of you guys knew that I played in the NFL. I don't have to be a superstar. I played in the NFL. None of you guys knew. I have a show that just came out on Netflix. It's out right now. So if you're here rolling your eyes and you can't take basic instructions, you have no idea who's observing you. I will not rock with you. I will not hire you. It's because it's just your attitude, the simplest thing that you have control over. Your attitude. Just let it go to the wayside. You roll your eyes. You can't tell me shit. You can't tell me nothing. Let me tell you something that's very real. July 16th, 2002, after a practice like this, I showed up to practice because I was 1 month away from going to Boston College. And I showed up to the practice to talk to the kids and say, you know what? I'm one of you. I'm part of your family. I did it. We're going to Boston College. Keep grinding hard. Good things will happen for you. Coach Tim dropped me off at home in Jamaica. When he dropped me off at the corner, I turned the corner to my house and I saw a bunch of people standing in front of my house. True story, hand to God. So I'm looking around like, what's my aunt doing here? What's my uncle doing here? Why is all these people in front of my house? I walked up to my house and they told me my brother was shot and killed in Jamaica, Queens. Having an argument with somebody. Beefing, ego, pride. So the person thought because they were disrespected by my brother's friend verbally, he's going to keep it real. He's going to pull a gun. He's going to kill somebody. He's serving 40 years to life right now. He will not watch his daughter grow up. Unfortunately, my niece did not have an opportunity to be raised by her father. All because of pride and ego. So when I speak to you guys, some people may say, oh, it's none of your business. It's my own life. You know, growing up, I come from an African culture. It takes a village to raise people. When we were growing up in Left Rack City, my mom saw kids doing things wrong, she would correct them. Other parents would be like, don't talk to my kid. Don't talk to my son. But your son, your friend, your relative may be the person that goes on to kill my brother. Now it's my business. Now your character and how your parents raise you and your community is my business. If you decide to get in a car drunk and kill someone else, it's no longer your decision. It's now their problem. And it comes back to character. It comes back to accountability. So you think it might be as simple as just rolling your eyes and whatever, but it's real serious. Because your character is who you are when you have to react, when someone's yelling at you. You know what I mean? That's what comes out of you when you're under pressure. When that ball is in the air and you're running towards the end zone, 2 seconds left on the clock, can you be Antonio Holmes, step on that line, put your hand out and catch it? Have you prepared yourself for the unknown? That's all I'm trying to get at, gentlemen. You hold the cheat code to living a pretty decent life. And that cheat code is yourself. Can you be your most important mentor? After your parents give you advice, after your family gives you advice, can you be your own best friend? Can you make yourself proud? Because trust me, I'm sure your parents, as much as you get on their nerves, your parents are already proud of you. If they've gotten you to this point, trust me, your parents are already proud of you. My late father, he passed away 2.5 years ago. One thing he told me that always made me feel great, he said, Taylor, you already made me proud. Go make yourself proud. So I'm just asking you guys to do yourselves a favor. Give yourselves the best shot at living your best life, whatever that may look like. It has nothing to do with money or possessions. It has to do with your ability and how much you can get out of yourself. And how much you can get out of yourself. So you're already ballers, you out here in the football field, and you made a choice to do something, you know, tough. And it takes courage. But you're here at practice early. You know? You're here on the field late with these coaches. So work with people who are trying to work with you. Work with people who are trying to work with you. Be discerning. Understand who has your interests in mind. You're going to have friends that are going to try to get you away from your goals. It's good to have a good time. Life should be enjoyed. But if you have goals, intentions, things you're trying to get accomplished that make your life better, remind yourself on the daily. So if somebody's like, man, forget practice, man. It's summertime. Let's go chill on the block. Let's go post up. I promise you, when I go back to Left Rack City to get a pizza, I see the same people posted on the block. The same people that were making fun of me for holding my football pads and walking through the hood, for studying, for not having Jordans. They're still posted on the block. They're the coolest people on the block. Like Jay-Z said, one of my favorite lines from him that says, I don't be in the project hallways rapping about how I be in the project all day. Doing what? Standing on the block doing what? I'm in an apartment building. I've been in for 5 years. I am moving in 2 weeks. The same cats have been standing on the block, chilling. I've been in about 4 movies. Gained new skills. Buried a father, buried a brother. Learned some things. Giving back to people. And they still just posted on the block. Not because they're not good. Not because they're animals, or not because they're lesser than I am. Because they chose to do that. It feels easier. It feels like you don't have to get up, you do whatever, sell a little bit of weed, do whatever you gotta do, post up on the block. That only ends a few ways. Either get shot or end up in jail. 100%. You're definitely gonna get left behind if you just stand on a block doing nothing, selling drugs. And I'm not saying that's any of you here, I'm just using it as an example. Because we're not stupid, we know where we live across the street from, we know what city we live in, we see what happens. So there are examples everywhere. So pay attention, observe. You don't have to go through the hardship to learn from it. Just open your eyes, observe. You know, look out for yourselves and honor your family. Honor the people that love you. Honor the people that want to offer good instructions, all right?
Clap it up, fellas. Clap it up.